Well, hello and a very warm welcome to Out and About in Ireland on irishtv.ie. This week we're at the Loinneog Lunasa Festival, nestled here in the beautiful landscape of Loinneog, County Donegal, a place famed for its Irish language, culture and music, and of course home to many of our world-class acts, including Enya and Alton, who we will meet later on in the programme. So sit back, relax and enjoy as we take you out on another journey out and about in Ireland. Well, we're absolutely thrilled to be joined by Carol Gallagher, one of the main organisers of this festival here in Loinneog. The sun is shining, it's the launch night, all is set for a great evening and a great weekend of events. Cal, it's lovely to have you on Irish TV. Tell us a little bit about the festival itself.
Yeah, well, the festival grew out of a desire to celebrate the musical and cultural heritage that we have here in Loinneog. As you say, it's a beautiful part of the country. We have a huge, very deep heritage particularly in traditional music, and that was the objective of launching this festival, which we started maybe 2 years ago. This is actually the third year, and we're trying to grow it bit by bit, and we're delighted on this lovely sunny evening here in Dunlewy to have for want of a better word, a homegrown band in Alton, who are the main exponents of Donegal traditional music, playing here tonight to open the festival. The heritage that's there already with Clannad and Alton, Enya and all those popular names, and many more with it, and going back half a century or more. But then it's going full circle, and you've spoken to the young people there, and they're going to be playing there earlier on, and they've gathered up a huge following in recent years, and they're dedicated to the music and to the tradition, so it's great to see them, and lovely. It's a great honour for them to be opening for Alton here tonight.
The whole weekend is a celebration of all this wonderful area has to offer.
Exactly, yeah. There's a strong community, as I said. It's organised at a community level through a couple of different organisations, and everybody's getting involved. The Curragh Club are putting on a family day on Sunday. The Enadney Padrick, which is another community centre, is organising a fun day. We're honoured to have the likes of Steve Cooney and Gay McCone of Puibury Ellen doing workshops in the Crannog tomorrow. There's a singing session. We have visitors coming from Scotland to sing with us in Tahuti tomorrow. There's a session there tonight, and there's a whole weekend of Cayley dancing in Taghjack, and we're capping off tomorrow night in Tachleo, in the home of Clannad and Enya, with a full-blown concert with Crannog and the local choir and our guests from Scotland. So it's a great weekend's activity. This is a Gaeltacht area, sure, Cantor Gaeltacht, and Tá ahanrud an call tradition agus ahanrud a English ag fues as an culture agus an duas a English tangi. We're very proud of the Irish language here. It's probably one of the greatest assets we have. It's one of the strongest Gaeltacht areas, and we're delighted to welcome people here to sample it.
Well, Mary, we're delighted to be here in Taghjack, one of the hubs of this festival, and of course the Cayley dancing is going strong tonight.
Yes, it is. I suppose you could say that this is a Cayley house as such. I mean, we've had Cayleys here for the last 40 years. And we run workshops and Cayley dancing as well. But tonight is a little bit different. It's a set dancing Cayley, whereas our Cayley would be the Fair Cayley that we normally do. But we like set dancing as well, and the group that we have here this weekend would be mostly set dancers. This festival is in its infancy. I suppose this is its third year, and the crowds are growing, and we have a very varied programme. I deal with the dancing end of it, and we have an instructor here to teach the set dancing over the weekend, and we've a lot booked in for it.
Well, I'm delighted to be here with you, and of course I might even take a hand at the Gilly dance myself. Maybe you'd show me a few steps.
We'd love to show you a few sets.
With the sets, you get a great buzz because the music's that bit faster. But even though we saw you out there and you know what it's like, but you can still do it at your own pace. And, you know, so it's great. You get a great buzz from the sets. We teach on a Monday night and a Tuesday night. We have 2 nights, one night in Kilmacrennan, one night in Letterkenny, and then we have a night here on a Thursday.
I don't know how many nights you'd need me to make a dancer out of me though, Jerry.
I think if we had you from September, we start back in September now in the classes. If we had you to Christmas, we would make a good job of you.
Mary, tell us a bit about what's going on here as part of the festival.
We have a great weekend lined up of events, and today we're concentrating on the children. We have a family day here, and we have a barbecue, face painting, hair braiding, bouncy castles, a bit of everything. It's just to keep the kids going. Not all of the kids are into music, so it's nice to give a little bit of something different for the children.
Of course, you're busy manning the barbecue, but you'll be cooking on into the night?
We are. Tonight we have a seafood night, and we have friends, cross-border friends from the Antrim and Derry Fiddlers, and you've seen them in Cutie-Bags last night, and they're performing here tonight as well.
So a feast of music and fine cuisine.
Absolutely, it is to die for. Our seafood is to die for. It's beautiful, and we're expecting a big crowd here tonight. It's brilliant. Very good.
Wonderful stuff. Thanks to Mary. And of course, we know that this part of the world is famed for its fine cuisine. And to that end, we headed up to the Rosses and went to the award-winning Danny Minnie's restaurant up there. It was established back in 1890 and it's still going as strong to this day.
We started off as a pub and a shop here, and the licence was granted round about 1890 by Balfour, I believe, and it was because there was a local fair in the village and he granted the licence so that the people could enjoy themselves. And then that's about 4 generations ago, my great-grandfather, and then it passed on to his daughter, who was called Rosie, and she ran it as a pub for years. And then my father took over when he married my mother in 1963, and they opened it as a pub. And then of course my mother started cooking in the 1980s, 80s, and it became a restaurant, first of all with a lot of seafood because nobody was doing that in the area, and nowadays we're a long, well-established restaurant that specialises in local gourmet food.
Well, the name Danny Minis is famous not only in Donegal but farther afield. So tell us about the name itself. How did it come about?
Well, the formal name on the place was Killendara House a way back, but nobody ever could remember that name. But everybody stuck to the local name, which my father had. My father was Danny, and his mother was Minnie, and I'm Brian. So locally I'd be known as Brian Danny Minnie, and the restaurant was always known as Danny Minis because it was my father, who built the place. My main focus would be on the quality of the ingredients, and whatever is the best ingredient that night, that's what I would work with. And of course, Ireland has absolutely the best dairy produce in the world. I trained in the restaurants around the world that I ate in. I looked at what was happening, tasted what was happening, and then read cookery books and practiced cookery books. When my mother would never say to me, put less wine into that, I would always be adding little bits of wine or adding little bits of drambuie or some liqueur or whatever, and experimenting, and I suppose self-taught in the kitchen myself.
So Brian, lovely produce in front of us here. Tell us what you've got up your sleeve for us today. What's on the menu?
Well, I'm going to cook some absolutely fabulous, lovely Donegal scallops for you today. These are scallops which are caught off the Atlantic coast, and I'm going to put some herbs with that, and a lovely pea puree, and a lemon and honey drizzle. These, as I said, are top quality Donegal scallops. So we'll place those in the foaming butter. This is a lovely dish inspired by local ingredients which are caught off the Atlantic. This is just a puree made from peas and cream and a tiny little bit of mint. So I'm just heating that up. You can hand blitz it or blitz it in a food processor if you want. Just takes a few minutes to heat up, and the pea goes absolutely lovely with the scallops. So I'm going to flick those over and see if they're browning. Of course, caramelize is just a fancy word for browning. And we'll put our pea puree in the centre. Yeah, we've been very lucky here in the restaurant that we got different awards down through the years, and we've got awards from Georgina Campbell and the Restaurants Association. We'll put a little bit of parsley oil around that. This is the handiness of restaurant cooking. It's all very, very quick. And especially with the scallops, we like them to cook very, very quickly, because the quicker you cook them, the more tender they're going to be. So we'll just add a few little nasturtium petals, because we always like to eat with our eyes first, of course, before our mouths. And this adds a little bit of colour, which makes it nice and summery. And that would be sent out to the dining room like that. There we have lovely Donegal scallops with a beautiful pea puree, a lemon and honey drizzle, and fresh herbs and flowers from the garden. A lovely summer dish.
Brian Cunningham's superb new Sean-nós Dancing DVD, In the Blood, is available to buy right now from irishtv.ie. Learn about the history and heritage of Ireland's oldest dance and the extraordinary and moving story of the Cunninghams, Ireland's best-known Sean-nós dancing family. Visit irishtv.ie and buy your DVD now.
Discover the breathtaking beauty of Monaghan the fun way. Tana Outdoor Education Centre specialises in high-quality, thrilling adventure activities and programmes for everyone. Enjoy a day of kayaking, orienteering, archery and much more, or ask us about our great courses on offer. Visit tannaoutdooreducation.com.
Experience live in Salou, the ultimate Irish country music festival. Packages include return flights, luxury 4-star accommodation, all meals, free drink, luxury spa and transfers. A week of top-class music and entertainment. This is an unforgettable holiday with sun and dancing, all for €995 all inclusive. Book now at cavanatravel.ie.
When you visit Gweedore in beautiful West Donegal, be sure to stay in Chalk Campbell for high quality and excellent value. This family-run B&B is the ideal place to unwind and relax after an action-packed day or a night of great traditional music. Call Maya today on 074 953 1545 or visit cha-campbell.com.
The first Tip O'Neill Donegal Diaspora Award takes place in Buncrana on September 7th. The award celebrates people who are actively working on behalf of the Irish diaspora and honours one of Inishowen's most famous descendants, Tip O'Neill. The award will be the highlight of a weekend full of diaspora activities. Find out more on donegaldiasporaaward.ie.
Come see the spectacular Granuaile show this summer in Hotel Westport, County Mayo. You will be enthralled by this mesmerising display of music, song and dance.
Top-class musicians, singers, dancers. Oh, I loved it. The Shannos dancing was my highlight.
The best of music and the best of dance, and to see it put together was just brilliant.
Telling the story of Ireland's pirate queen, Grace O'Malley. Book your tickets now for any Monday or Wednesday night during the summer. Starting June 13th. Call now 098 25122 or visit granuaile.com.
Come visit the Gateway Leisureplex in Belmullet, County Mayo for a great family day out. Unwind in our stunning Park Lanes bar and restaurant while the kids enjoy themselves with our many attractions. Next time you visit Erris, you have got to stop at the Gateway Leisureplex, the pathway to Belmullet. Contact 097 20002 or visit gatewayleisure.ie.
Enjoy Travel presents its 9th annual Party in Portugal, the biggest Irish and country music and dance festival in the Algarve from October 4th to 18th. Entertainment daily from 11 a.m. until the early hours. Set dance workshops, music tutorials and a host of well-known stars to entertain you. And not forgetting the great Ceilidh bands, the heartbeat of every Enjoy Travel event. Book online today at enjoytravel.co.uk.
Back to Gweedore here in County Donegal. Of course, it's the arts and crafts and of course the local produce, which there are many of. And the local butcher, Neil Cunningham, joins me now. Neil, you're very welcome to Irish TV.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your own produce, because it's something very special here to Gweedore.
Well, what we try and do is, although we're the local butcher here, we manufacture our own produce, which goes from steak pies to steak mince pies, various chicken pies. We do them large, small and medium. All our beef is sourced locally, so it's 100% Irish beef, and our pie pastes are shipped over from Scotland, where it's still done in the old-fashioned way, lard instead of vegetable oils, to give it the flavour which the customers seem to enjoy.
Of course, the old arts and the old traditions of cooking still are the best. There's still that special, unique flavour you get from the age-old recipes.
Well, we still cook them to the traditional family way. We make up our own gravy mix and thickener as well, which adds to the flavour of the pies, which is quite a unique taste, and which is great for me because nobody in the area has that recipe. It's probably the Celtic link between the two. When people had to leave and go and work in Scotland, so people that's went away and come back recognise some of the products while it's getting introduced to people who haven't sampled them before, which is quite unique.
Well, I started knitting when I was 4 years of age, and I haven't stopped since. So I knit 24/7 if I possibly can. It's just my absolute obsession. It's not a passion, it's an obsession with me. And so I come to all the craft fairs, all the local craft fairs, and sell my wares. And as long as I get enough money to buy more wool and more knitting, so I can more wool and more buttons, so I can keep knitting, that's what keeps me happy.
So your crafts are really reasonably priced, and that is due to the fact you absolutely love it.
I just love it. As I said, quite simply, all I want is enough money to buy more wool so I can keep knitting. I'm not in to make a fortune. As I said, it's just a craft, and I just enjoy it so much. I just want to share it with everyone else as well.
And how important are little craft fairs like this for the likes of yourself?
Oh, they're absolutely vital. I mean, they really, really are. And it's the only way to try to keep the craft alive. When you go to craft fairs, you see so many people, who have made all these things by themselves. We're not able to go into business. We're not business people. We're not about going into business. We're just about the love of a craft, and that's what all of us want. We just want to make just enough money so we can keep our craft alive for ourselves, and as I said, share it then with everyone else.
Wonderful. And I was watching you as you played your trade there, and you're like Speedy Gonzalez on knitting. You really are. I was just saying, if there was an Olympic sport and knitting, you'd certainly win gold for Ireland.
Another gold, hopefully. You never know.
Well, I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Gail McClone, one of our world-renowned Uilleann pipers, and he's given up his time to be here at the festival in Gweedore. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us. Tell us a little bit about the talent you've seen here so far.
Yeah, it's very encouraging. I have 3 students in the more advanced class. One girl, she's 9 years of age from County Antrim, and she's a terrific player, phenomenal talent. And then a young lad from Drogheda is really, really, really good, and a lad from Belfast. So they're really talented, and they're really committed to it, And then in the other class, there's a number of absolute beginners, so they're showing plenty of promise.
Of course, the Uilleann pipes are one of my personal favourite instruments. They're so haunting, and they're just such a beautiful sound. There's so much to be achieved through the pipes.
Yeah, well, it's a very distinctive sound. And people around the world are captivated by it, whether they hear, soundtracks to films, or they hear the chieftains, or they go to Riverdance. So they're really taken with the sound, and it's probably pretty uniquely Irish brand and heritage. So people take to it, and it's the sound that captivates them, and then they come to the instrument. Like there's Uilleann pipers in over 40 countries around the world now, and it's growing at a very rapid rate. So it's the sound that captivates people.
Is it a myth that it's difficult or more difficult than most instruments to learn?
Well, it is a very complex instrument. I suppose it could be argued that it's the most complex instrument in the world, because there's 3 elements. You play the melody and the chanter, then you have the drones, and then you have the regulators playing accompaniment, rhythmical and harmonic accompaniment, chordal accompaniment to the melody. So in that regard, but the good news is when you start with the bag, bellows and chanter, and then over a couple of years you go on to the drones, and then over time onto the regulator. So it'd be too much for anyone to try and play a full set of pipes from the off. So we break it down and into bite sizes, and that works.
And it's great for young people to see people of the calibre of yourself and Steve Cooney to come along to these festivals and give them the encouragement and pass on this trade.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely critical. Like, I mean, the uilleann pipes, it was said in pre-famine times that there was an uilleann piper in every village and town in Ireland, and that's what the music was, and it was composed by harpers and pipers and played by them. It's a pleasure for the likes of me to come here and meet local people and trying to develop and cultivate an interest in the uilleann pipes and mentor people.
Here in Ballyliffin Golf Club, the Ireland's most northerly links golf club. Malin Head just in the background here. We have 2 championship links courses, the Glashidi links and the Old Links. The Glashidi links designed by Pat Ruddy and Tom Craddock, and the Old Links, with the help of members and a little reframing by Nick Faldo in 2006, is more or less as God laid it. 2 very different courses. The Glashidi Links is a modern championship course with bigger greens and fairways and a lot of revetted bunkers. The signature hole would be the 13th, but in addition to that, the 14th and 15th would be particularly dramatic, set on high ground with substantial bunkering and a really challenging outlay. The signature holes on the Old Links would be the 5th, the Tank as it's known, a par 3 uphill, really challenging, particularly in the wind, which we do occasionally get here in Ballyliffin. And again, then moving on to the back nine, obviously we have the seaside holes here on the 14th, 15th and 16th, which are particularly challenging and dramatic in their background and setting. Ballyliffin is a worldwide brand at this stage and attracts visitors from all over the world, from as far afield as China and obviously the US and North America, Canada. Scandinavia is a very big market for Ballyliffin, and obviously the UK and Northern Ireland are our principal markets. Both courses in Ballyliffin have hosted European Tour events in the past. The Glashidi Links hosted the Ladies Irish Open in 1998, and again the Old Links hosted the European Seniors Tour, the Irish Open, in 2008. So we've been privileged to host tour events on both courses, and the Glashidi Links hosted in 2002 the co-sanctioned event with the North West of Ireland Open. Rory McIlroy came here first as a 14-year-old amateur, a budding star, and obviously he embraced Ballyliffin as we did him, and he opened the course with Nick Faldo after he redesigned it in 2006 and shot the course record that day, which still stands. So we're very proud of our association with Rory, and obviously he's gone on to some great achievements and continues to strive forward. In recent years, obviously, with the success of our professional golfers, Darren Clark, Graham McDowell and Rory McIlroy, the northwest of Ireland has seen a massive interest from abroad in playing the golf courses and the links golf courses that these guys grew up on. And Ballyliffin is part of North and West Coast Links, a group marketing company that was set up many years ago by 11 golf clubs to market our facilities overseas. And in recent years, we have seen a great upsurge in the level of interest in golf in the northwest of Ireland.
When you visit Gweedore in beautiful West Donegal, be sure to stay in Chalk Campbell for high quality and excellent value. This family-run B&B is the ideal place to unwind and relax after an action-packed day or a night of great traditional music. Call Maya today on 074 953 1545 or visit cha-campbell.com.
Enjoy Travel presents its 9th annual Party in Portugal, the biggest Irish and country music and dance festival in the Algarve from October 4th to 18th. Entertainment daily from 11 a.m. until the early hours. Set dance workshops, music tutorials and a host of well-known stars to entertain you. And not forgetting the great Ceilidh bands, the heartbeat of every Enjoy Travel event. Book online today at enjoytravel.co.uk.
Come visit the Gateway Leisureplex in Belmullet, County Mayo for a great family day out. Unwind in our stunning Park Lanes bar and restaurant while the kids enjoy themselves with our many attractions. Next time you visit Erris, you have got to stop at the Gateway Leisureplex, the pathway to Belmullet. Contact 097 2002 or visit gatewayleisure.ie.
Come see the spectacular Gráinne Whale show this summer in Hotel Westport, County Mayo. You will be enthralled by this mesmerising display of music, song and dance.
Top-class musicians, singers, dancers. Oh, I loved it. The Sean-Nós dancing was my highlight.
The best of music and the best of dance, and to see it put together was just brilliant.
Telling the story of Ireland's pirate queen, Grace O'Malley. Book your tickets now for any Monday or Wednesday night during the summer. Starting June 13th. Call now 098 25122 or visit graignewhale.com.
Come visit the Gateway Leisureplex in Belmullet, County Mayo for a great family day out. Unwind in our stunning Park Lanes bar and restaurant while the kids enjoy themselves with our many attractions. Next time you visit Erris, you have got to stop at the Gateway Leisureplex, the pathway to Belmullet. Contact 097 2002 or visit gatewayleisure.ie.
Experience live in Salou, the ultimate Irish country music festival. Packages include return flights, luxury 4-star accommodation, all meals, free drink, luxury spa and transfers. A week of top-class music and entertainment. This is an unforgettable holiday with sun and dancing, all for €995 all-inclusive. Book now at cavanatravel.ie.
Discover the breathtaking beauty of Monaghan the fun way. Tana Outdoor Education Centre specialises in high-quality, thrilling adventure activities and programmes for everyone. Enjoy a day of kayaking, orienteering, archery and much more. Or ask us about our great courses on offer. Visit tanautoreducation.com. The first Tip O'Neill Donegal Diaspora Award takes place in Buncrana on September 7th. The award celebrates people who are actively working on behalf of the Irish diaspora and honours one of Inishowen's most famous descendants, Tip O'Neill. The award will be the highlight of a weekend full of diaspora activities. Find out more on donegaldiasporaaward.ie.
We're at an award-winning heritage site here at the Dunluey Centre. Francie Dever here to tell us all about it. Francie, tell us a little bit about the history here at Dunluey.
Well, this was the last weaver's cottage here in Dunluey. It was a tradition that had been handed down for the last 150 years, and Manus Ferry was the last weaver to work here in Dunluey. So when the Manus and the family passed away, the community here got together, they bought the place, and it was turned into the centre that we have here today. The people that thought of it, or I don't know exactly who thought of it, but they had great vision at the time, and it could have been sold to anybody, but it went up for sale and the community got together. They worked hard to get the price of the place, but they managed. The spinning and carding was something that was everybody. It was a tradition that was highly thought of around here, and everybody, it was one of the things that kept them alive here. They clothed themselves with their own garments and everything that they made from the wool, and then they started the tweed making, and that was pretty hard going at the time, but Manus Ferry managed to survive up until 1970. He was the last weaver here in Dunlewy, and he died in 1975. So there you can say that the weaving in this part of Donegal died with Manus Ferry.
It may have ended then, but still we can see a little bit of weaving happening here on the site, which I'm sure would make the family very happy indeed. Of course, yourself, you're a dab hand at it.
Well, I try to show, we only demonstrate for the visitors that we get here. We get loads of visitors, we're getting loads of visitors from Germany and all over the continent at the moment, and America, and they are enjoying and they love to see the hand weaving done the same as it was long ago. And we are very proud to be here, able to show them how to do a little bit of carding and spinning and a bit of weaving. The spinning is very peaceful, very relaxing, and long ago you would have 4 or 5 women sitting around spinning and carding and enjoying themselves and talking and telling fairy tales and ghost stories and everything else. And you know how women talk when they're sitting together. Well, they could chat there all day and they were still working, producing something, and then that all went into knitted garments and after that.
Here now, it's wonderful because this site is creating great employment and really boosting tourism in this area.
Well, only for this place, for this time of year, this place employs between 35 to 40 people in the peak season. And only for that, the young people would have to go away looking for jobs elsewhere. And that is something that is very difficult to find for young people at the present day. Well, we have the stables, the horse riding is available. We have a boat trip on the lake, and we bring people up the lake to show them where the lake, around the Dunlewy House, the old churches that we have here, beautiful scenery that we have to show. We don't have to sell it, it's there for them to see. And Errigal Mountain, we're just at the foot of Errigal Mountain here, and it's a beautiful spot.
And of course, as we know, we can enjoy wonderful music here at Dunlewy Centre as well. And I think that's a perfect time to sit back and enjoy some of the fabulous traditional music here in Gweedore.
We all originally started off as a marching band when we were younger. We all started about, some as young as 5 and myself around 8, 9. So we all started off as a marching band, and then we when we got older, we developed into an Irish traditional group. So there's about 20 of us, over 20 of us all together, and we just play here and there, a few gigs here and in the Cushlaw and Dunlewy, and we just have a few gigs about.
Is there a bit of pressure tonight, seeing as you're supporting the world famous Alton?
Yes, there's a lot of pressure since it's the same style of music, but Alton are always very, very nice and very kind to us, and they always give us loads of support and give us good advice, so they're always very nice to us in that. sense.
I'm joined by a beautiful female choir all the way from the Western Isles of Scotland. Amy is their leader. Amy, tell us a little bit about the choir.
We're Coshel Lackastle, Lackastle Choir, and there's just 8 of us that come from our choir. We've got a bigger group of about 16 of us, and we've come here to do some singing in a couple of venues, and we also do walking songs. Lackastle, which is walking, we used to walk the Tweed, so we sing songs with a certain rhythm, so we're going to do some of that. We had seen Crannog over in Fort William, and they had asked us to come over here, and we were doing some walking songs while they were playing, and we kind of worked together, like just on a little, but 5 minutes in a pub, so we're hoping that we might even extend on that at some point over the weekend. These Celt connections are excellent, because when we met with in Crannog in Fort William, they had done their concert, and they were in concert the previous evening, and then the next morning we were all together, and we were able to do a song together, Vermio, and it was really nice to be able to work together, and they're doing theirs in Irish, Gaelic, and we were doing ours in Gaelic. And you can work together, and you're just thinking that they're completely different, but they're not really. There's just so many connections, and even when you're speaking Gaelic and you're speaking Gaelic, it's amazing how you can pick up on things, and it's obviously easier when it's written, but when you're kind of getting used to you're picking up the odd words so you can follow it, and especially in this area here, it's much easier to kind of follow, because it's more like our Gaelic, which is really good, and the place itself is not unlike where we're from as well, so it's like flying in almost to the islands yesterday, so it's like a home from home. Yeah, so it was lovely.
Well, as we all know, Donegal is famed for its beautiful scenery, and there's nowhere quite captures its natural landscape than here on the side of the mountain looking down on beautiful Bonbeg. Her famous son, of course, Daniel O'Donnell, has shared the message of Donegal across the globe for years now, and recently his local village have opened an exhibition centre to share the life and times of their most famous son.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are